right. How's everybody doing tonight? As we join the stream, especially if you're new, let me kind of recap kind of what it is we do here. So, again, my username is Professor Rodeblock. I am a professor of esports out at Marshalltown Community College and also a coach. And I've started this live stream series as a way to learn how to stream and also to talk about and reinforce some of the concepts that I've been teaching in class. So, for the past, 4 or 5 weeks now, one of my classes has been doing what's called a digital ethnography or a culture study. So for that, they've had to choose an online game. It can be cooperative, it can be competitive, and they are playing it and taking notes about their experiences with other players while playing that game. So what sort of interactions are they having, positive or negative? The game I chose to show that off is Final Fantasy XIV, which is an online cooperative game. And so we've been going through a mix of the storyline, like you would see in a single player game, and going through dungeons where I get an opportunity to interact with other players, as well as seeing what kind of interactions happen when we're out there in the world of this game. So we are also super close to affiliate, as you can see from the title on the Twitch stream. I need an average of 3 viewers on my stream to reach affiliate status, and my aggregate average over the past month right now is 2.76. Now, you guys absolutely crushed it last week. My average streams were 8-9 viewers with peaks of 13, 14, 15 people, which was incredible. So we need to keep that train moving. As long as we have at least 3 or more, then we are going to be in good shape. And at that point, it's only a matter of time until we hit affiliate status here on Twitch. The really exciting thing about that for me is that when we hit affiliate, then that means that I can formally go through the process and start allowing subscriptions on the channel, which would be awesome. That would allow me to get a sort of a little bit of passive income potentially from doing this, even though I love doing it. It'd be great to have that as well. And it also means that you guys, as the viewers, can submit ideas for custom emotes. And then by subscribing to the channel, you would unlock those emotes to use while you're chatting here or in any other channel across Twitch. And then it also means that I can start allowing people to earn channel points to redeem sound effects and other fun things while we're on stream here. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Please throw this on in the background, hop in, interact with chat, whatever it is you want to do. I just appreciate that you're here. I hope everybody's having a good night here. I always like doing these streams on Mondays and Wednesdays, kind of unwind from a long day. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to accept the next story quest. And then I'm also going to queue up for a dungeon, and that way we can kind of get something going on here. And in the meantime, I just wanted to ask how everybody's doing tonight. You know, how are you guys doing here in chat? Everybody having a decent day? It's been brutally cold, not brutally cold, but unusually cold here as we finally get into the fall season. So, but yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and do... We're doing leveling dungeons. I suppose that's what we'll keep doing here. Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, I have an idea. Hold on a minute. What if we do trials? Trial will be selected at random from among those you've unlocked. We're going to queue up for trials specifically. Trials are not full dungeons. They are instead the shorter, usually shorter, boss fights that we've seen a couple of so far on stream. Some of those can be quite easy. Some of those can actually be fairly tricky, so that might be an interesting way to mix up what we're doing. And I actually talked with my students about that while we were playing in class today, because we talked about varying up the ways that you're interacting with the game, that we are having as many opportunities to gather data about other players as possible. So we've done a lot of dungeons, so maybe if we switch over to this mode, specifically, we'll get a little bit of a different look. While we're waiting for that to pop and before I head out here, I also like to talk about the other things that we're doing in some of my other classes. And so in Intro to Game Studies right now, we are talking about games as challenge, or the idea that games serve as obstacle courses. And so we spent a lot of time talking about that. And one of the things that we really hit on was that when you're talking about games as challenge, games as obstacle courses, it means that the game is doing something that is requiring you to problem solve or overcome something to progress. Now, a lot of people falsely assume that challenge means difficult, right? That for a game to be challenging, it has to be hard. Not the case. And so I think there's some things in Final Fantasy XIV are a great example, and I'll show those off as they come up. But one of the games we're talking about in class right now is Mario Kart, right? And, you know, Mario Kart does have a competitive scene. We have students competing in Mario Kart out at MCC right now, but for most people's experience with Mario Kart, it's a party game. They pick up a controller, they play with their friends and family, and, you know, that game still has plenty of challenge, even if you may not consider it a hardcore game, right? So the challenge is any way that the game presents obstacles and allows you to adapt and overcome those obstacles. Or, as I noted with my students, any time that a game fills you with a sense of pride or accomplishment, a lot of the time that's tied to you overcoming some sort of challenge that the game was presenting. So obviously in Mario Kart, you know, the challenge can be other players that you're playing against, right? If it beats somebody else, I feel the satisfaction of winning. But there could also be things like unlocking the different kart parts, which is kind of a random roulette system, or doing time trials and trying to get the fastest time. It could even be individual challenges within a race, like adapting to the items that enemies and other players throw at you. You know, in my class on Friday, we had students play Mario Kart just as normal, but today I had them experiment with the battle mode a little bit, and the battle mode's just chaos. You know, we noted that maybe that's where the game falls short, because it doesn't really feel like I can overcome anything. It's kind of random, and I'm just using whatever comes at me, and, you know, I don't know. But anyway, let's put a pin in that conversation, because we do have some sort of boss fight popping up. Let's go ahead and see what it is. Let's see. I could have any number of boss fights here. I'm going to guess that we're going to encounter Leviathan. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, and it's even hard mode. Oh, no. Titan is one of the harder trials that I've encountered so far. And we're playing him on hard mode, and I don't remember his hard mode mechanics. I'm asking the team what we need to be aware of, because it's been a long time. Titan killed me in normal, so, you know, I always joke that, hey, how many days has it been since I've died on stream? The answer is always 0. It's gonna be 0 again, folks. Just count down the time until I die here. It's gonna be fun. I immediately regret my choices. So, he is probably going to crash down in the middle. Oh yeah, and this one you want to be as close to the edge as possible without actually being in the red there. Perfect. Now, the tank's got his attention. That's good. Just hit it very hard. The dodge deals AoE damage. Yep. There's going to be some rocks he does in a little bit. That's going to mess with me big time. Is he doing the jump again? He is. So stand next to the red, but not on it. Perfect. Okay, he has his damage debuff on. We're going to stay behind him. Landslide will push people that get hit by it off the stage and kill them. We don't want that to happen. Weight of the land. Okay, those are these little shock waves he sends up. Don't want to get caught underneath that. Okay, the rock pattern. Okay, these rocks are going to explode in the order they crashed. So once those rocks blow up, which that one's going to go first, I'm going to go move to where it was, so I don't get hit by it. And now he's got 2 other attacks he's layering on top of that. We don't want to stand in the orange here. Okay, now we're going to stand right here. Very limited window of safety. So far, so good. His heart's exposed. We're going to beat the crap out of it. This is a damage check, meaning that we have to do this fast. Actually, wait, this isn't the damage check. Maybe it is. I can't remember. It's been so long. If you're just joining the chat, hello. I will take a look here in just a minute. I actually have to pay attention to this fight, so I don't let the team down. The group said there wasn't a whole lot to remember with this fight, just to watch for his AoE. Oh, it was a damage check, right? Because after you fight him for so long and damage his heart, he does that ability. If you don't break the heart before he does it, it's a wipe. Okay, these little stomps hurt, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Weight of the land. Get out of the way of those. Okay. Okay, the rocks came down. I don't remember which way they went first. Use ones in the middle first. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Okay, we kind of did that. We got hit by one of the sets of rocks, but we dodged the other one. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of healing. I'm gonna get out of the way of this ability. Okay, he's at about a quarter HP. I think we're doing okay. Okay, that player got rocked. We got to break him out of the rock. That's really important. Perfect. All right, we got this. We got this. Listen to that music. The music's always so good. All right. Nothing we can't handle. Both of these will help us stay alive here. We need to get out of that. Good, good. He's at 10%. Okay, another set of rocks, but you know what? I think we're going to kill him before the rocks go off. Or before the rocks cause any significant damage. Oh. Or not. He is so close. He is so close. Let's do this. Oh! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I die on easy content all the time, and this wasn't like super hard, but like Titan's the one boss that you fight like on a regular level progression that kind of, he's the first time that players get thrown for a loop on a boss usually, and we just did it without sweating. All right, I'll look at chat now. Anime, you got this. Thank you very much. Quite Drowsy. Use your bonus damage buffs. Yeah, I ended up kind of whiffing it on those. I think I ended up using Bloodbath and Faint right at the end. So there we go. We did the trial roulette and ended up getting Titan hard mode first. So not bad, not bad. So talking about the concept of challenge, that's another way the game provides challenge. A very different set because, you know, a game like this can provide challenge because I'm completing quests, or I'm leveling up, or I'm progressing towards new things. Those are the challenges that I'm overcoming, right? In that setting, it's a little bit different because the challenge is beating that boss together with a group of random players. So, pretty cool. All right. We're going to accept this next story quest. And what I have been doing is I'm experiencing the story for the first time. So I've been trying to balance how much story stuff I do with how much dungeon and multiplayer stuff I do. But when the cutscenes come up, I do pay attention to them. So if it's a voiced cutscene, I will be quiet while it plays. If it's a non-voiced cutscene, I will poorly narrate what's happening on screen. If you're completely lost in the story, that's fine. If you want to ask for clarification, you may. I'll do some large strokes overviews as well, but I also don't want to spoil too much. If anybody's actually planning on playing this game, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's a long, long game. I'm in the middle of the second expansion to the game, and so what that means is the basic game came out, Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, and then after so much time, they released an expansion called Heavensward that added 10 new levels and a bunch of fun content. And then after Heavensward finished, then they added this, which was called Stormblood. All right. And right now, we're just fighting a couple enemies as we progress through the main story. And I'll ask it again because we've got a lot more people in the chat than we did just a minute ago. And that was just, how's everybody doing tonight? You know, getting back into the work week with a Monday is always kind of rough, even if you love what you do. So how are we doing now that we're unwinding from our Monday? We are just progressing towards the next story marker, which is right here. We'll probably have to fight a couple more enemies there as well, right? But even this, what I'm doing here, which is not hard at all, is technically challenge, right? I can't just go to the next story thing. To get to the next story thing, I have to complete this very easy challenge of clicking on this spot and defeating the enemies that appear. Now, one of the things that I will argue, and this is a problem not just of Final Fantasy XIV, but of MMOs in general, is that quests like these are not very exciting. And so you could say like, well, it's a challenge, but doesn't mean it's a good one, doesn't mean it's a fun one. Now, I enjoy playing this character enough and learning its abilities that part of the challenge for me right now, isn't killing this thing, because killing this thing is easy. It's trying to use my moves in the most optimal way. So all of these abilities down here, I'm not just randomly hitting buttons on the keyboard. I'm trying to hit them in the order that will allow me to do combos and kill them as fast as humanly possible. Give me a moment, mister. Say that again, if you would. No, maintain your distance for now. Understood. Keep me apprised of any developments. That was Ehrenwald. The pair that was spying on us in the fringes has followed us here. What about you, mister? Any trouble? Yeah, we had to kill some patrols. And there I was thinking we might be due for some peace and quiet. Glad to hear you dealt with them. I hope the assault on Specula Imperatoris is going well. That was an easy quest. Cutscene. The short version is that the people of this area are in a rebellion or kind of a fight against the big bads called the Empire. This guy's name, this bull-looking guy with one arm, is named Raubon. And that's Raubon's son.
Come now, father. You lured the fool onto my blade, and do not try to deny it.
Raubon and Pippin. So we are doing a pretty handy job fighting the Empire here.
They are for the main tower. The skulls have offered fierce
And
resistance
our
thus far.
allies are all doing different things to make sure that this assault is successful. So Raubon and Pippin are part of this like frontal force that's fighting them head on.
Then we will tend to the stragglers down below. With me.
Whole overarching story of this expansion is the people that live in this area are trying to push the Empire out. And the Empire's been a thorn in our side since the very beginning. They were the main antagonist in the original game. They took a backseat in Heaven's Ward. And they're back full force here. And this lady here, Fordola, is one of the main bad guys.
Report.
Enemy forces have overrun the lower facilities and appear to be mounting an assault on the main tower. We have already received a request for reinforcements. A unit of legionaries has been mustered and is ready to depart. They await your orders, Commander.
Stand down.
Commander?
Tell them to stand down.
Commander, if I may, our people, your people are still in there. They will be slaughtered.
You think I don't know that? I want nothing more than to help them. To lead the bloody charge. But I have my orders. Lord Xenos said no reinforcements. He would have us use the main cannon to destroy the installation.
What? Kill our own soldiers? You must be mistaken.
And you must not know the Empire, bro. Lord Xenos is the big bad of this expansion. He's the big bad guy.
I thought not.
At least so far he is.
Initiate the firing sequence. Wars are won on the backs of the dead. Theirs and ours. There is no truth but this. We must remain firm and resolute and always, always do our duty. Now, give the order.
Interesting thing about Fordola is she actually is one of the people, like her race, her home people, her countrymen are actually the ones fighting against the Empire, these bad guys, but she had a really rough experience growing up and defected to help the Empire.
Initiate firing sequence.
Aye, aye. Initiating firing sequence. Release safety locks. Deploy main cannon.
One of the other fun things that I added to the stream last week, I do have a soundboard on the Twitch page now. So if you're watching through a browser, you can initiate sound effects that will play over the stream. I haven't had anybody time it well yet, but I think that there's some gold lying in there for playing inappropriate sound effects during cutscenes. So if you want to try your hand at it, be my guest.
I need you to confirm the target, Commander.
Specula Imperatoris, main tower. Fire when ready.
Hey, Dorman, how's it going? You know, you always post these cool emotes. Is that from somebody else's Twitch channel? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What game do they usually play? Do they have a mix, or do they have one kind of go-to game they play, or is it just kind of whatever? And did they make their own sub emotes, or did they have somebody make them for them? That's a big cannon. If anybody played Final Fantasy VII, this is a lot like the cannon that's in Juno. I think it's Juno. This could be really bad, because some of our allies, like Raubon, are there. If Raubon survived the stuff he's survived through and he goes down here, I'm going to be pissed.
Those treacherous bastards. Their people were still fighting. Full retreat. Now! Relay the orders!
Understood.
Variety, Rocket League, Valorant. Oh, so a lot of competitive games.
All forces retreat.
I've only played one game of Valorant so far, and I played it in the arena because some of our students want to play Valorant next year. And I see the appeal to it, but I am laughably horribly bad at it. I would not be qualified to help people improve at that game. He went out and hired someone to make his emotes and his overlay. That's awesome. Yeah, there's people willing to do that kind of stuff. I've been a cheapo and trying to do it myself. So now they're reacting to the tower collapsing. Can't get through on our link pearls, which is like a cell phone. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot to queue up for a dungeon, but that's okay because that took quite some time. So I will do it after I do this right here. So, and I think we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna queue up for another trial. We got Titan hard mode, and that went pretty smoothly, surprisingly. Hey, Drowsy, you play Final Fantasy XIV as well. What character class have you enjoyed the most? Because I know you've got your character up to like 70 plus on quite a few of them. Also, if you want to find some way for us to like play together, since I know you're on the same server, we could talk about that and figure out a time to do that. Even if that means just level syncing me down to do some content, or I don't know. But I'd be down for that at some point. I know we talked about that a while ago. Oh, I also wanted to take a moment here. Let me pause in front of Ali say here. I wanted to thank our followers from the last stream. I meant to do that right at the top, and I kind of forgot about it. So let me go ahead and give a shout out here to the new followers to the channel since last time. So unprofessional. I should have had that ready. Oh, let's see. So, let's see. I think since the last time I shouted people on stream, I've got 4 new followers. So, no, 5 new followers. So at the top of the last stream, we had a fellow small Twitch streamer in here named Kets256, who was very engaged in last Wednesday's Final Fantasy stream. And I think the main game he has been playing lately has been the new Plague Tale game. And then we raided a channel at the end of last Wednesday's stream. We raided a channel of 2 guys that were co-streaming A Way Out, which is a co-op game. So that was Booty Vengeance and Tanner Desip. So thank you both for following the channel. Then we had Cozy Crafted, who is a Minecraft streamer. And then the last person who has followed the stream was my mom. So thanks, Mom. So we are up to a grand total of 61 followers to the channel. And you know what, chat? I've got another question for you guys. I wrote this down. I wanted to bring this up just because we're kind of getting into the. Oh, hold on a second. If I post a link, will you want it on stream for live react? Will you watch it on stream for live? I mean, I'll give you permission to post the link. Yeah, I suppose we'll do that. Give me a second to get through this conversation that I just started up with Alice, and then. Actually, that was a quick conversation. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I suppose if you send me the link, I'll give you the permission here in a second to drop it. Then I guess so. I don't remember. I think it's this chat command. If it's not, there you go. Go ahead and drop it. Yeah. Now let me get the browser source open because I don't think I have a browser window here. So I'll pull that open so we can watch it together here. New window. And then we'll go like this. Oh, it's a Valorant clip. Video is unavailable or not supported by this browser. Give me a second. I might have just glitched out. It's not letting me even load the clip. So Twitch is saying the video is unavailable or it's not supported in my browser, which is weird because I'm using Chrome, which I use for everything else. So I might not be able to watch the clip right now. Yeah, I just tried reloading it again. Huh. I don't know what's going on. But you know what? While I'm here, I will go ahead and give them a follow. I noticed that they have AU in the beginning of their username. Are they an Australian streamer? They're American, but got on... Oh, that's cool. So they play for an Australian, I assume, Valorant team? Oh, Rocket League. That's cool. Sounds like we're going into this area to do some cleanup. We're going to go search for injured soldiers and help them out. Being a top level player in Rocket League and Valorant, those are two very different games. You know, some people I feel like they just have it. Like they can hop onto a game, learn it fairly quickly, and become a super high level at just about any game they touch if they will learn the mechanics. Rocket League is one that I deeply respect too. I will never again, you know, I've said it mockingly or jokingly, so like, oh yeah, Rocket League is just soccer with cars. I've never actually meant that as like a demeaning thing or an insult. And that game has so much going on underneath the hood that you don't understand when you're just watching it as a casual spectator. The amount of control that you have to have, the boost management, the second by second positional awareness, it's insane. Those people spend hours upon hours upon hours just practicing their dribbling of the ball, their aerials, their tech. It's insane. Legit good at Rocket League. Valorant, on the other hand, he's iron. That's probably better than I would do. Now, if Valorant came out back when I was in the height of like playing Counter-Strike all the time, I'd probably do fine. Right, this knight was struck by debris. Okay, they referenced a previous battle from Heaven's Word where we fought together. That's cool. Oh, my dungeon popped. That's fine. That cutscene ended right there. All right, we're going to see what the next dungeon is. I'd like to say that it can't be harder than hard mode Titan, at least from what I have available. We will see what it is. And we are going to introduce ourselves to the party because, again, we're trying to get player interactions. Oh, this one's actually not too bad. I actually died on this one, too. Oh, and it's a hard mode version of it. I need to just keep my mouth shut. I think this is Susano. Somebody said we're new. So somebody said, hi, all still new to this. So he said, yeah, that's fine. Welcome along. Somebody said, hello, beautiful people. Hello, hello. Lots of people saying hello, which is even something kind of cool. Somebody said, just remember to kill the butterflies. Butterflies. Like 3 people have mentioned that we need to kill the butterflies. If anybody in chat has familiarity with this fight and wants to give me any other pointers, let me know. Alright. We want to get positioned behind the boss. Got our debuffs up for once. And it looks like we have a pretty simple 1, 2, 3 rotation this time. We don't have access to our cool abilities because we're only level 54. So, kill the butterflies. I don't see any butterflies yet. I will see them pop up on the left side under the enemy list if they, or when they spawn. Oh, this isn't Susano. Susano's the giant sword guy we fought a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Ravana. That's who I meant. Make sure there's a fence behind you. Yeah, I died from that the first time I played because there wasn't a fence behind me, and he does a knockback. And, yeah, that was bad. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Although we're going to stay out of this stuff. Okay, and then now we stand in the middle. And I think it's back to normal. And now he's going to do his big move, Slaughter. I'm watching the rest of the team to see if they do anything special. Okay, knocked us back again, but that's okay. Stay out of those. He's gonna follow it up with another one, probably, in a different pattern. Yep. I must have missed a telegraph. I don't know why we got hit there. We're doing fine, though. He's about halfway dead. Oh, here come the butterflies. Kill the butterflies. There are 2 butterflies left. This is the last one. Cool. Butterflies down. And make sure there's a fence behind us. There is. Oh, there's another one. More butterflies. Let's get them. These butterflies are a little bit trickier to beat than the first round. They have a little bit more health. A little bit bulkier. Oh, more butterflies. Okay. Okay, I think we're doing okay so far. Here's another big butterfly. Alright. Ravana's down to about a third. Bloody Fuller. Okay, just to make sure there's a fence behind us. There is. Oh, yeah, he's going to do a bunch of slashes, I think. Yep. Ooh, pretty. Okay, we saw a fence behind us, so that's good. We're going to cast our debuff again. Oh, I wasn't targeting. Oh, there we go. So now if he does it again, we got to watch out because that area is now open. Yeah, we're going to stand right here. Normally you want to be positioned at their flank, which I guess we'll do this. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, we want to watch out for the laser light show that's going on here. Again, a very different type of challenge than the story quest we were just doing, right? Because now it's all about working together to beat the boss, staying out of the big attacks so you don't cause your own death or extra stress on your party and healer to keep you alive. My debuff is off again. I need to make sure that I'm buffing or doing that regularly. I mistimed that shield. Good job, dude. Okay. Can't target, there we go. And he is almost done. We should be able to get him before Prelude to Slaughter goes off this time. Pretty confident. There it is. Anime AF. Yeah, legit. And again, this guy was just like a normal storyline guy, right? He's not some intimidating big bad. He's just like, I mean, he's cool. But they put a lot of effort into his music and his fight and the animation. And very cool. All right. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. We're in the middle of going through some Final Fantasy XIV stuff here, so I've been queuing up for boss fights like the one you just saw. They're called Trials, and then doing some single-player quests. Now, I was going to ask a very, very important question right before things took off there and got busy, and that is, you know, holiday season is around the corner. It's now upon us, so I've been talking to several people about this. When's it appropriate to put up the Christmas decorations if you do indeed celebrate Christmas? You know, some people have already got them up around town. You know, some people even were counting down the days to Halloween so they could do it. when is it appropriate, right? When I grew up, it was always about we would put the Christmas tree up on the Thanksgiving morning while we were watching the Thanksgiving Day parade. So we pretty much let Halloween have its time, and then Thanksgiving have its time, and then right as Thanksgiving was coming, we would transition into Christmas. But I don't know if your family kind of does that, like, you know, what did you do, or what do you think makes sense for that? Some people get fired up over this. Some people just never take the Christmas lights down.
Conrad, speak to me.
You guys can give me your thoughts in there, and I'll kind of look at it once this cutscene's over.
It was all so sudden. Conrad had just convinced the last few skulls to surrender when we heard the bang and everything started to shake. We carried the survivors to safety, but we have done what we can for him. All that remains is to pray.
Conrad?
Is that you, Lise? I can't see a damn thing. Well, that's that then. Time's up.
What are you talking about? You'll be on your feet before you know it.
It's all right, Lise. I've lived long enough. But listen, I want you to lead the resistance in my stead.
Just a second here. Sorry guys, I'm doing something in the background here.
Don't say another word. You'll recover. We'll recover. We'll bring freedom to Alamigo together. We're not going to stop here.
No, you won't. Everything we've built, everyone we've brought together, I know you'll show them the way. You've got it in you, Lise. Not because you're Curtis's daughter or Ida's sister, but because you're you.
Conrad.
Lead them to victory. To freedom.
I will, Conrad. I will. I promise.
Chat, that would have been the perfect time to play the Mario death sound effect from the sound alerts. You missed an opportunity. Here. Oh, I can't do it for you. The moment's passed.
Next round, double the charge.
Ooh.
Nidhogg.
Interesting.
That's the cerulean pipeline. Impossible.
Indeed, indeed he is.
Shoot the bastard. Shoot him.
I will say he showed up to the party just a little bit late, though.
My lance has slain far greater beasts.
The soundtrack that goes with Estinian is so good. The Heavensward music in general is just incredible.
Notify all units. I want that intruder found, and get the engineers to fix my bloody cannon. The savages are coming.
All right. So that was a pretty intense cutscene. All right, I'm going to leave this here for just a second. Again, Dorman was trying to share a link here, and it wasn't working when I tried to pull it up through Twitch, through Twitch chat, but we'll try it through Discord here. And if it works, I'll get a browser source set up so we can watch it. Weird, my Discord doesn't even want to load. Maybe I'm the problem. Let me try this. Weird. Yeah, my Discord's just spinning, but I'm clearly connected to the internet. Huh. I'm not gonna mess with it right now, because I don't want to delay the stream or mess anything up, but weird. I'll have to look into it when we're done tonight. And if I don't get a chance to play it tonight, Dorman, pin it, and or I'll make a note of it. Actually, make a note of it right now. I'll make a note of it to play it next time. I wrote a note during that cutscene about something to bring up when it was over, and now I can't even read my own handwriting. I wrote the word dome. Yeah, I don't know what that means. It's all good. I was just trying to show off. Yeah, I figured it was you showing off during someone else's stream. Probably get a couple moments like that of you from some of our Siege streams. Which I'm really hoping next time we play Siege isn't as bad as Saturday night was. Saturday was oh, dude. Like, I'm fine if we lose Siege. We've had a couple rounds that have been really, really rough, but it was so consistently rough that the fact that we gave up halfway through and played a different game is, it's a thing. Speaking of Siege, and I know we've got a couple of the Siege players in the chat. Did you guys see the leak of the new map? There's been this guy named Lungu, Lungu, and he's been posting the leaks about the operators, and he also posted the leak about Nighthaven Lab, which is the next map that's coming to the game. And I just started watching part of the map rundown. I haven't seen the whole thing yet. But it looks like a really sprawling horizontal map that's in like a legitimate lab. So you go into like a reception hall area, and there's all sorts of like laboratory rooms and all sorts of things. It looks really interesting. I'm wondering if it'll finally be the next map that isn't just auto-banned on site. Because the the typical thing that Siege does is the Siege community will whine and complain that Ubisoft never adds anything new to the game in terms of maps. And then they add a new map and they're like, no, not like that. And they ban the map every time because it's new and they don't like it, or they say they don't like it because they haven't learned it yet. And granted, adding a new map to a game like Siege is a big deal because it does take forever to learn the maps. But we've seen them do it with a couple maps now where Ubisoft will put in a map. I think in the heart, the map's decent, but it will get banned out over and over again. And I'm also guilty of it because the most recent map they added to the game was Stadium Bravo. And people were literally begging them to add the map to the game. But then every time that it's come up, we've either had a really, really awful experience on it because we didn't know the map, or people ban it outright and then it doesn't get played. Search for other wounded soldiers in need of assistance. I don't know. They're just in this area somewhere. Oh, they're there. And when we had friends over on Saturday, after we ate food, we spent a lot of time that afternoon playing different board games. And one of the board games that we played, I hadn't played it in years, but I played it for the first time in college, and I really liked it. It can get really cutthroat. But we played around a Munchkin. That was fun. I don't know if anybody's ever played Munchkin or any of its variants. The one we played was actually a Disney variant. A couple of my wife's friends are really big Disney fans, and so they have a Disney version of Munchkin, but it was fun. And then on Sunday, I got to go to campus and participate in a D&D group for a couple hours. That was fun too. Our DM didn't show up. They had an issue that came up and they weren't able to attend. And so I had to step into the hot seat and be dungeon master for the afternoon. Have you played with the epic rules? I don't think so. I've only played regular Munchkin. And I have like the version of Munchkin, base Munchkin, that actually comes with like a board that you can progress through. I think it just represents your levels, actually. I think it's called like Munchkin Deluxe or something. But I haven't played Epic Munchkin. But dude, you want to talk about a tabletop game that can end friendships? Munchkin's way up there if you actually like start stabbing each other in the back. You know, people talk about like, oh, a good game of Mario Party can end marriages. It's like, no, Munchkin. What makes the epic rules different? Okay. So normally in a game of Munchkin, the goal is to get to level 10, and that's how you win. But Dorman is saying here, they have the epic rules on their website. You go up to level 20 instead of 10. When you hit 10, you become epic and gain additional effects to your class and race. That's cool. These characters are just grieving over their lost comrades. Talking about they have to redouble their efforts. Saying that a frontal assault would be a suicide mission. We're wondering why they stopped firing. I wonder if that was Thancred that helped stop it. Or maybe they're referring to Estinian blowing up the cannon. I feel like that came later. Lise is now officially the leader in charge after Conrad's untimely demise. I should be reading these out loud instead of just summarizing what they said. Now it's my turn to do the same. There's not a lot of us left, and the ones that are, many are still wounded. We have to make do with what we've got, and I'm the best qualified. It's as simple as that, but don't worry, Nago. I'll come back, I promise. While I acknowledge Commander Heck's right to carry out this mission, I see no reason why she should do so alone. Mister, would you go with her? Would have done so even if you hadn't asked. When it's settled, we'll await your return. Hey, we leveled up. And we learned the action Arcane Circle. What does Arcane Circle do? Oh, increases damage dealt by self and nearby party members by 3%. So this is going to be an ability that goes up here on the bar. You're going to move it. I'm going to move it here. So it's just a party-wide 3% damage buff, which 3% doesn't sound like it'd be a lot, but a 3% damage increase across the entire party is actually huge. So that's cool. Here I was worried that I was going to have to learn some active ability and how to weave it into my rotation, but nope. Just hit the button. Hit the button during big boss fights. Alright, let's go ahead and queue up for another dungeon here. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me check something, guys. I just got an email that says from my Ubisoft account saying somebody was trying to log into it. That's odd. You know the backstory for the Reaper class? Only kind of what I zoomed through in the opening cutscene of the Reaper quest line. Are you asking because you're curious and you want to know, or because you do know the background to it? Sorry, I normally wouldn't pause stream to do this, but I want to log into this account and make sure that it's protected. You know the basics? Yeah, all I know at this point for the Reaper class is that they work with I don't know if, they work with these demon in the game called a Void Scent. And so like I as a Reaper have a Void Scent under my control. And some of my abilities like Bloodstock here, when I use them, you'll notice that that Void Scent, that demon actually comes out for a little bit. And then, oh yeah, they were farmers, that's right. The reason they made the pact with the demons was because they're all farmers, which is why they have the scythes, right? Because scythes are traditionally farming tools. And they made pacts with demons since the Garleans didn't have magic. That's right. And most of the initial Reapers were Garleans, and so they needed a way to fight back. And so they started making deals with demons and using scythes, and hence the Reaper is born. Again, one of the things that I think is really kind of odd is that, you know, Reapers are poised as being evil and edgy, yet you're the warrior of light. Now, in this game, as you're learning, like, the Reapers aren't evil, but they do have that look about them. If you just looked at the surface and judged a book by its cover, you'd be like, hey, you're the good guy. Why are you playing as this, you know, clearly bad guy looking type character? Sorry for the, give me just a second here, stream. I got an email that somebody tried logging into my Ubisoft account without my permission, and so I'm changing my password. I use that account for quite a bit of things at school, and I do not want to lose access to it. It turns out it was one of the students in the arena accidentally mucking with my account while trying to log in. I'll have a chuckle over it. Oh, my password's too long. Are you kidding me? Okay. No, riveting content. I'm sitting looking at my phone. Hold on just a second. Done. Okay. I'll quit messing with it. So we updated I had to update my Ubisoft password. I don't know what the deal with that was, but anyway. That's a cool, I would assume that's a flying mount. Oh, it's from Nier. This person's like, their mount is that they're holding onto this little robot and it's gonna help them move and fly around. That's cool. All right, let's queue up for another one of these dungeons. One of the things I've been really pointing out with this game as we go through, yeah, it might have been. It's a minion, right? Is it a minion? Oh, I thought it was a mount by the way they're holding onto it. Maybe it's also a minion. Maybe there's a minion version of it and a mount version of it. There's a couple of those in this game. But one of the things I've been pointing out as we've been referencing online communities in my class is just how positive in general Final Fantasy XIV's community is. If you've been reading the chat as I go into these fights and stuff, a lot of times it's people saying hello and telling each other have a good night and cheering each other on, and there's actually a lot of interaction too. It's not just dead silence. So I've been having my students think about why some games communities like that and why some games have much more hostile communities. And I've probably mentioned this on stream before, but I think the root issue lies with the cooperative versus competitive nature of the game. In Final Fantasy XIV, 99% of the time you're working together with other players towards a common goal. So there's more incentive to be kind to those that are with you because you're all trying to do the same thing. Whereas with a multiplayer competitive game like League or Siege or whatever, half of you are going against each other. They also have pretty strict moderators and guidelines. They really do, and they actually do it. They actually moderate. Like, if I've never had to do it, and I'm not going to do it just for the sake of doing it, but if I ever had a negative interaction with a player and I had to report them to like a game master or Square Enix support, they'd be on it like that. There's always somebody available to handle that stuff at all hours of the day, and they are very responsive. And when the community knows that if they mess around like that, they're going to get smacked around for it, once they know that people don't actually allow that stuff to slide, they do it far less. The idea, and Square's pretty good on this. Exactly, F around and find out. Yeah, it's like what I was going to say was Square's not afraid to make an example out of somebody who is being toxic or unwelcoming to others and, you know, suspend them or ban them, and that message gets around real quick. Sorry, my little one cried out. I'm having some trouble sleeping lately. See, I don't just mean the ship, I mean you. Long before anyone started calling you a hero, you were there for those in need. You did things for people when you didn't have to, sometimes even when they didn't want you to. Can't have been easy staying true to yourself, but we're all better for it, me included. I'll never be a leader like Conrad or Hien or my father. Who's your father? I can be a friend to you. I can be me, and that'll just have to be enough, huh? If you're new to the chat, welcome, welcome. Let's see what we got. I'll shout out people in the chat here in just a second. I feel like I'm very sporadic tonight. I keep jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing. Yes, there is smoke coming from the cannon. The song's also really good. Awesome. So let's see. It looks like we currently have in chat, we've got Dorman53, which we knew about. Awesome. C-Zone's in there. How's it going, C-Zone? Wishby is in here. Alicidra. Sorry if I said that wrong. Alicidra. Anime. Loripub. And WPFLD5555. Hey, those are some new names. If you're in the chat for the first time, thank you for joining me. Tonight's chat is a little bit more chill than some of the last couple have been. Last week was very all over the place. We were finishing up a follower incentive. We were frantically running from dungeon to dungeon to dungeon, taking things back just a little bit. We also had some new things like sound alerts in chat and some other big things. Yeah, having the Twitch chat overlays a little cluttered with 14 because it overlays the in-game chat. Yeah, and you know what my original thought was, Dorman, was that I wanted to have the Twitch chat box have like a black background on it. So for you guys, it would almost look like instead of having FF chat, I had Twitch chat. But I probably do need to move that. Especially if I'm saying like, hey, if you notice what chat's saying tonight, but you guys can't see what the in-game chat's saying if I have it blocked with my Twitch chat. So for right now, we'll do a quick little workaround. Uh-oh. We'll do a quick little workaround like this. Where is my chat? Chat box. And for now, we'll move it right here. That would prevent us from seeing the interaction of the game. It would, and that's kind of my whole point. Although my chat or my stream quality is fairly low too, because I have to do it over Wi-Fi. So I wouldn't be surprised if people watching can't see that chat window super well anyway. So yo, you've had 8 to 9 viewers the whole time. Yeah, it's been a good stream, C-Zone. I legit think this might be the one. If this stream doesn't do it, next stream will. I'm gonna shut up. The music in this fight is incredible. You gotta listen to the music here. Battle on the Big Bridge from Final Fantasy V.
fighting our leader is just too much for me. Not half my line. Everything. I've been hurt. This is far from the strongest. I feel so
Somebody typed LOL after I danced.
just remembered something.
Whoop. He dropped a bomb. Quite literally. You guys may have seen that avatar, that demon just came out as I attacked. I'll do it again in just a second. If you do want to go live again, I will sub. Yeah, dude. Well, I have to get the. It's not quite as simple as that. I have to actually go through applying for the affiliate process through Twitch. Is this the only trial with a trash pull? I think so. Trash prefers to regular enemies. All right. Watch this. If I hit the button right here, you'll see the enemy pop out, or the void scent, the demon, right there. And again. Uh-oh. We're a frog. Write your ribbits in chat. We're just vibing. Oh, I walked into the wind, though. Got toaded again? I guess we're a toad, not a frog. Whatever. Oh, it's right, and then the chicken chases you. Chickens attack the toads. Alright, Gilgamesh. Don't turn me into a toad again. Oh, come on, come on. But will you sub fast enough?
Well then. That's enough of a beating for now.
So here's a little history lesson for you. The boss's name is Gilgamesh. His pet companion there is named Enkidu. Those are both references to Mesopotamian mythology referring to the Epic of Gilgamesh. Again, a lot of Final Fantasy's characters and bosses are references to real-world mythology from all different types of religions and cultures. Hope so. I want to be the first. All right, let's queue up for another one here. That was a good one, just because it had a really great music track. Something interesting that I found out. So as I continue to progress and stream, one of the things that I want to do is I want to actually start creating thumbnails for the YouTube videos and then having like a 10-second intro that plays when it starts. And so one of the things I wanted to do was play music during that, but obviously I don't want to play licensed music that could result in like a DMCA takedown or anything like that. So I found like this, I've been a fan of, I listen to a lot of like video game lo-fi music as well as video game just remixes in general. And there's been an artist that I've been a fan of for years and years and years. His name is DJ Cutman. Cutman is one of the enemies from Mega Man. And he has done some really awesome tracks. And so I messaged him. He had a Bandcamp page. That's where he's mostly active. And I just emailed him because there was a contact link. And I said, hey, love your stuff. I would love to have the permission from you to use one of your tracks in like an intro or outro, but I don't know how fair use works. I don't know if Twitch will strike that. I don't know if you can sell your music or, you know, give permission since you do covers, all this stuff. And I sent him this long email saying, hey, I really want to use your tracks. Is that possible? And there's specifically one track I want to use. And he fired back immediately. He was like, oh yeah, you can use any of my stuff. Go for it, man. Just give me a credit in your description or on your channel. I was like, all right. So I don't know if that's actually how this fair use thing works, but we're going to give it a shot and see. So I got the email from the artist himself, and I will keep that documented in case I need it. So I'm hoping here soon to have some really dope video game remix tracks that end up being a part of the background. I will keep that email on record for sure. The last thing I want is to start getting DMCA strikes on my YouTube or Twitch content and have that screw with my channel, especially as I've been working so hard to grow it. But the music track that I want to use is called Deku Palace. It's a remix from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask in general had some incredible music. There's a couple tracks from that game I absolutely love. Astral Observatory, Deku Palace, and the Stone Tower Temple. All those tracks are insanely good. And I just ran across this Deku Palace remix on Friday while I was working, and it was good. I haven't been reading any of this. Yeah, copyright sucks. It sure does. A couple weeks back when I went to play this, but they were doing the pre-patch updates, I went and played Fortnite instead. And I immediately, when I got into a lobby, started hearing people doing emotes with licensed music, and I had to panic and go into the settings and change that. Because I didn't want to get my channel struck because somebody was playing Ariana Grande in the background. Who did your channel design? I did it all myself, C-Zone. Now, if I flip over to like this, I picked the colors and stuff, but I actually made this overlay using Placeit. Placeit is a website where you can do that sort of stuff. Canva is also a really popular one. Isn't there a setting to auto filter music from your VODs? Well, what do you mean by auto filter music? Like when I go to upload it, it would like pull or filter the music that it's not allowed to play. But Canva, you can do this on Canva. You can do this on Placeit. Yeah, Placeit, Placeit. Now, for Placeit, I had to pay for it. Like you can pay a monthly subscription or you can pay to download individual files. And so what I did was I paid $15. I made all of the stuff I wanted for the month, and then I canceled my subscription. And so if I ever want to make stuff again through Placeit, I'll have to pay. Same thing with Canva. Canva actually has really, really good tools for making stuff. They've actually really gone hard into like the Twitch overlays and the emotes and the subscriber stuff. But again, you have to pay for it. So my goal is once I get to the point where, again, I need some of that stuff, I will write down a collection of all the stuff I need, work through and get it all, pay for it once, and then cancel again until I need it in the future. So I'm hoping that'll allow me to make some of that stuff myself, but still save a little bit of money on it too. But that's where that one comes from. The logo, the glasses, I took an existing image, like a stock image of glasses, and modified the colors to match the stream. The reason I chose the glasses, I think, is pretty obvious. It also goes with like the professor-y theme. So, and then the text, Rodeblock Gaming or whatever it says, yeah, Rodeblock Gaming, I also did that through Placeit. They had this thing where you could actually make the font, and so I did that and saved it as an image. Hey, we got another boss fight. And I'll switch back over to full screen here. We've had some really good boss fights. Which one's this? Bismarck? Bismarck hard. Oh no. Game keeps testing me. So Bismarck hard is actually kind of tricky. So with this one, there are these cannons you have to activate at the right time. and there's a damage check. There's a point where when he goes down, you have to be able to do a certain amount of damage in a certain amount of time. There's ads that spawn in that you have to kill. I think we're gonna die a couple times. The music for this one is also dope, though. So again, at first you can't even attack Bismarck. He's floating off the platform. You will eventually use these chains to snag him and bring him in. The first step here is that we need to kill these ads. And so you typically have 2 tanks here where they'll split and they'll each take one of them. And then I, as DPS, need to make sure that I do my best to rip one of them down and then immediately turn my attention to help out with the other one. Which we're doing okay. While those are going on, you want to watch out for these things from Bismarck. And then I think you also have to pay attention to the weather. If it's raining, the level works a little bit differently. And it's not raining right now, it's just windy. All right, he crashed in. Somebody is going to activate the cannons. Dragon Killer ready. Boom, boom. That's going to pull him onto the platform, and we're going to unload on him. They're all waiting for him. Okay, we're going to go up right away. And we need to just wail on him. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So far, so good. Kill ads, fall back. Don't fall off, kill ads, fall back. Okay. When he starts to shudder, you need to get out of there. Actually, he knocks you off. Okay. Kill ads, kill back. Kill ads, kill back. Okay, don't fall. This part I remember being a pain in the ass. We're just going to try to DPS this thing down as quickly as possible. It looks like they're stacking the monsters, so we're going to switch to doing AoE attacks. I'm getting wrecked by these wind. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm getting wrecked by some of the AoE attacks here. And again, I don't want to add extra stress to my healer. This says separate them. We don't want them stacked. Again, not my problem since I'm not tank. Oh, this is going to hurt. Get out of there. Get out of there again. I feel like, so this phase of the fight I think is a DPS check. We have to kill these things fast enough or we're just going to die. And I don't think we're doing super hot. Whoops. Okay, that one's dead. Let's go. We need to move fast. Get out of there, get out of there. Gonna be close. And we got him. Okay, alright. Whew. I didn't think that was gonna happen. And now I think he crashes into the oh, wait a minute. He's gonna do a giant big ability and we have to... There we go. So I think if we don't kill the ads, then when he does that, we die. But because we killed them and activated the shield, we're good. Okay, now we've lost the generator. We gotta kill the ads again. So kill these as quickly as possible. You can't hurt the back unless you're on it. If you're on the rock, you deal no damage. Yeah, yeah. Watch out for the vortexes. Okay, okay, that's not bad. Now are the dragon, or what are they called? Dragon killers? Or is that what they're called in Monster Hunter? No, they're called that here. Okay. Hit him. Hit him. Let's go. Let's unload on him. I think it only does it twice, so if we do this enough damage here, I think we will kill him. right? Wow. Again, I've only done this fight once before, and the first time that I did it was with a party that was pretty inexperienced, and we probably wiped onto this fight probably 5 or 6 times before we got it. So the fact that we got it on the first try without any major issues is something else. Unless they made the fight easier. I've said, no joke, I've said 3 times now, hey, the game's trying to kill me, and I haven't died yet. Yet when I'm doing something simple that I don't expect to die on, I'll make a silly mistake or not pay attention and I'll die. Don't worry, folks. There's still 30 minutes left in the stream. There's plenty of time for me to die. But let's run it back. Let's queue up for another one. Alright, we're continuing on. Anybody else have any ideas for what we should do for emotes once we hit affiliate? One of the things that came up last time was people said like, oh, you should do a traffic cone with the glasses or glasses on, kind of like the ones in the logo. So that made sense, right? Because the name's Rodeblock and a cone's like a roadblock. But I was trying to think of other fun ones beyond that. I want to have, like, you know, at least 3, but if not more than that to start. Because I want people to have incentive for subscribing, and, like, a single emote's not really worth $5 a month. So I want to have a couple of things for people when we get there. And I'd rather be proactive about it and be able to move on them sooner rather than later. Also, I don't want to force one, though, right? I want them to be natural and make sense for the channel. How do you get a header? Get a header. What do you mean get a header? Yeah, can you explain what you mean, C-Zone? And I'll try to explain whatever you're talking about. So you can see new followers and oh, you mean like this thing in the bottom right corner? Like the tracker? Or do you mean, no, you mean, hold on a minute. Let me get out of the window. Do you mean this? I'll test it. Oh, come on, I can't tab out of the game. There. On top of your screen. I don't, oh, you mean this. Hold on. Give me a sec. You mean like this? So, if that's what you're talking about, that's actually pretty easy. Is that what you're talking about, C-Zone? No. Then I guess I don't know what you're talking about. How do you get a header? Okay. My bad. I'm not following you. There's another dungeon. That popped quick. Let's see. What are we getting this time? Oh, we got Titan hard mode again. I thought he was gonna wipe us the first time. We did fine. Let's see if we can do it again. Whoops. Nope. Stand off the side of him, dummy. You're not the tank anymore. One of the things I always make sure to do when I go into a boss fight like this, a trial, is I always zoom the camera all the way out so I can see the most battlefield. I don't really want to fight, especially as a tank. I didn't want to fight like this. But even as a DPS, you want to be able to see your surroundings, and so you always fight with the camera zoomed out as far as you can. He's going to jump again. Again, the trick with the jump is you want to be as close to the red circle as possible without actually being on the red circle. Yeah, let's go. Let's see if we can beat him again without dying. Okay, there come the rocks. I don't know where the first one started, but I kind of saw the order that they went in, so I think we'll be good. There we go. Yep. Oh, no, I did get hit by one. That's fine. Not super worried about it. Alright. Hit the heart. Okay, teammate got trapped in rocks, so we want to do that. So now he's going to do his big attack. I popped that too soon. Well, that shield is very low amount of time, and I timed it way too early. No matter. We did the thing we needed to, which is reduce the amount of damage that attack did. If you don't take out his heart, it will wipe the party. One of the things you guys may notice too, and I didn't really call attention to this last time, as the fight progresses, he breaks up the platform and makes it the area that you're fighting in smaller. Alright. I think rocks went in the middle first, but teammates are gathering over here. Woo! Yeah. Pop there and get out of the way. Good, we did not take any burst damage that time. I keep fat fingering the keyboard though and bringing up menus. That's cool. That's cool. Ooh, get out of there. Is it too early to say it? Is it too early to say that I think we're going to beat him without dying again? In fact, I don't know if anybody died this time. Look at that. Any of this stuff any good? I mean, we'll greet it, sure. We'll take the cool black mage staff. And then we'll get a weapon of the crag. Sure, whatever. Hey! We beat hard mode Titan again. So I think what's happening is I've noticed that it's only been giving me hard mode. And I think that's because I'm above whatever level I am. Or it could just be that it's the hard mode ones that typically have people that need them. But yeah, I think it's exclusively been giving us hard mode trials. Because we've gotten Titan twice, we've got Ravana once, and we've gotten Bismarck hard mode once. And so I think it's only doing hard mode, which means that our pool is going to be pretty limited. It's not going to give us everything like... it's not going to give us everything. Because if we look at the Duty Finder again, if I go to Trials, and I go to like Realm Reborn, like look how many of those there are. Now, hard mode, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then Heaven Ward, these two are hard. I have these two as hard. I didn't unlock the other ones, I guess. And then Stormblood could happen. So I don't know. We'll do it again. We'll do it one more time. I kind of like doing the trials because they're kind of like a little quick, snappy interaction, and then I get to go back to what I'm doing, and it's a nice bouncing back and forth of the pacing. Whoop. Whoops, I need to pop this. Boom. Whatever, we're just gonna eat the hit. I don't care. The only thing I don't like is I can't do positionals when I'm solo. I guess I could do True North and then that doesn't matter. Say, these two abilities require you to be to the side or to the back of an enemy, and it's hard to do that when you're playing solo because they're always facing you, but yeah, I could absolutely just use True North, which nullifies my need to be behind or to the side of somebody to do the most damage. But I've been so used to playing in these synced dungeons where I'm not current level, so I can't even use some of these abilities, right? Because Gibbet and Gallows are level 70 abilities, so I haven't had a need for them yet. Alright, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Let's see. What else can we talk about in our time here before we end? Got about 20 minutes left. Let's see. None of these are... We'll just take the materia. I have no quarrel with you, leave me alone. Another dungeon popped, my goodness. Dungeon, take me away from this giant giraffe. We're gonna get Titan hard mode a third time. I think I said the wrong thing to that person. Okay, what did we get this time? Bismarck again. Well, we did it fine last time. Let's do it. Alright, so we start by killing the ads. Ads means additional enemies, like... Yeah. Alright, one or more party members have never done this one before. Alright, here we go. Let's add the vortexes, come on, man. Yeah, I'm feeling it. This run's going to be more clean than last time, even with a new person. I need to remember... Don't blow the field... Oh, wait a minute. Were we supposed to do that? We were supposed to do that. Good. Dragon killers are ready. Hit him! Oh, somebody walked off and died. One of the healers walked off and died. Whoops. Unfortunate. Okay, we're going to destroy this carapace and he's going to knock us back. Okay, now we got to make sure that the blue and the green dragons are separate. Blue spawn next to me. I'm going to fight it. Okay, trying to stay away from this tornado. Hank's doing a really good job of keeping it over here in this corner. The other one's way over there. That's beautiful. Again, we just need to be burning it down with enough damage that we kill them both before the next time he attacks the island. Oh! Alright, blue one's about dead. Then we go help out with the green one. Love it. Let's go. Alright, let's keep hitting him. Get out of there. Get out of there. Circle's bad. Hey. Okay. Now we're gonna have people split over to the cannons again. We'll take this cannon this time. Okay, cast a bubble. I was almost outside of the bubble. Dragon killer's ready? Maybe? Yes? Oh, wait, ads first. I got ahead of myself. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when he smacked the platform just now, it like caused everybody to stumble, and so we kind of interrupted our attack pattern. Okay, now it's raining. Raining, I think, changes the mechanics of the fight a little bit, but I can't remember what that changes. I know that there's something with like these blobs of water that spawn, and the lightning and all this jazz. Yeah, that hurt. But I think we're good, because we burned through that spot. Spread here. GG. Oh, shoot. 2 people got struck by lightning, but we're going to do enough DPS that I think he's going to die anyway. We should be able to burn him down. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're fine. We're going to be great. Well, it wasn't a deathless run, but we didn't die. All right. So we did it again. And I think... Yeah, I think we're going to end to go ahead and stop... Not stop the stream yet, but we're going to stop queuing up for trials there. Whoops, let's commend people. And we'll kind of spend the last couple of minutes on stream. I said the wrong thing to him 2 times in a row. Say this one. So we'll just kind of wind things down by playing this last kind of story mission here for a little bit. Hey, was that who I think it was? Well, that's a relief or a trap. Either way, I'll find Alfino and Alice. We'll meet you there. So kind of the, I don't know if it's the B plot. It's kind of the arc that goes along with this fighting back against the Empire arc is Lise growing as a character and growing into an adult, into a leader arc. So, you know, Conrad is no longer with us, and so now Lise is in charge, and so we're seeing her get the feel for being a leader. Not followed, were you? Good. Not followed, were you? As 3 people come up behind them. That's all of you, is it? Let's get to it then. Name yourselves. We're the Scions of the 7th Dawn, friends of Marshal Tarupin. Name's Stark, Stark Woad. The rest you know, or we wouldn't be here. This is about Specula Imperatoris in the canon, isn't it? Just so, can you tell us what happened? Aye, I overheard soldiers talking while working in the mess. The cerulean pipeline fueling the cannon was destroyed by an unidentified male insurgent, they said. One man single-handedly disabled a cannon? That beggars belief. Nevertheless, that's what they said. It took a while, but they finally put the fires out, and the engineers have been working day and night to repair it. Wish I could tell you more, but the incident had everyone jumping at shadows and afraid to say much more. To make matters worse, the Alamegan help have been sent home indefinitely. So the cannon could already be fully operational. We need to sneak inside Castrum Abania to ensure the cannon is no longer a threat to our troops. Can you help? Aye, that much I can do. I've pieced together a map of the interior over the years, and I know for a fact there are multiple points of entry. Impressive. If we split into several groups, that may improve our odds of reaching the fire control center. We may be few in number, but I have faith we can see this through. It feels like we're building up towards the next actual storyline dungeon, which, I mean, we're close enough to the end of the stream we wouldn't even attempt to do it tonight, but if that's kind of the opener for Wednesday, that'd be fantastic. And it looks like here's the marker for the dungeon, and we're right here. So if it doesn't happen right now where we unlock it, it's coming very close. And we're going to get into a fight. That's what the purple smoke means. Actually, let's do it this way. There we go. See, that attack did a lot more damage because I used True Oath first, which means I didn't have to be behind them to do it. All right, we got 10 minutes left. Let's go. Let's get that dungeon unlocked. If you guys followed the streams last week or have talked to me on campus, then you know that I've been super duper into Marvel Snap for the last week or so. And I'm not normally a card game person. I just don't have the mind for deck building. I've absolutely loved that game, but I feel like I'm starting to hit a wall already because I am not the most strategic player. Or not the most skilled player. I'm at like rank 31-ish. And I'm still winning more than I'm losing, but I keep yo-yoing back and forth where I'll win one and then I'll lose one. And I always like to do the snap mechanic. And so I'm wagering like 8 points at a time. And so one round I'll gain 8, and the next round I'll turn around and lose 8. So, and what I've been trying to do is completely just build decks off of playing the game and looking and seeing what I think is good. I feel like I'm getting to the point sooner I might have to look up the meta builds and build decent decks and that sort of stuff if I want to keep progressing at a regular pace. But that being said, I am still having a blast with the game. And then right when I went live to stream at 9, I got the notification that the new Black Panther quest popped up for the week for the battle pass they're running. Even if you're not a Marvel fan or if you're like sick of all the Marvel stuff, I think the game is definitely worth playing. It's just a fun card game. How many times are we going to get harassed by giraffes tonight? I mean, it's only happened twice, but it's weird that it happened 2 times in a row. I butchered the quote, but, you know. I never watched the show. Phineas and Ferb was after my time. Way after. Alright. By Ralgar, I knew you lot were good, but I never expected you to defeat them so swiftly. Mister's the finest warrior I know, and I should like to think we've learned something from our time in his company. Now, where's the entrance to the ducts? Right behind you. I've mapped the branches, so you should have no trouble reaching the hangars or any number of other places. Understood. Thanks again for your assistance. As discussed, Mister, we shall divide into 2 groups and proceed via separate routes into the castrum. Remember, our objective is to cause as much chaos as possible to draw the Imperials away from Lise and her men. If nothing else, I'll return to the Resistance forces and show them to their entrance. May Ralgar guide you to victory. This is your last chance to make preparations. When you and yours are ready, we shall begin. Sweet. I think we just unlocked it. Yeah, Castrum Abania. Cool. That is like perfect punctuation for the stream because it is about 9 minutes out. This will be the perfect thing to queue up and show you guys when we start Wednesday, just because those dungeons are a more long-form experience compared to what we just did. and they always give us a good opportunity to interact with other players. So here's what we're going to do as we wind things down for the evening. We're going to go to Limsa. I showed Limsa at the last stream, but Limsa is just a general hub for active players in Final Fantasy. And so in just a second, after I check chat here, we will just kind of see what's happening in Limsa as we end on a Monday night. So let's see. Hey, you hear that Mario music? Do you hear that? This bard is playing their horn, and they're playing Mario music. I always try to do this where I like invite them to a trade, but I think when they have the music window open, you can't do that because it closes it, but I always want to like give them a tip. Yeah. Cool, and look, there's like a small crowd that's gathered to listen to them. Look, they're cheering too. How do you use Canva? Canva's like a fairly simple editing tool. You have to sign in with an account first. I think you can sign in through Google. But then there'll be a search bar when you get in there, and you can search for what you want to make. So you could search for like Twitch overlay, emotes, whatever it is, and then it'll bring you to like a library of like stock ones that you can choose from and edit, or ones that you can build from scratch. You gotta watch it because a lot of features are under Canva Plus or Canva Prime or whatever it's called, and they'll have a little crown or a little star next to them showing that you have to pay to use those assets. But basically you pick a template to start from, and then along the left side you'll have a bunch of tools with different text boxes and graphics and things like that that you can use. And so you can click for those, search for those, drag and drop them onto the file. And then across the top, you will see like things for changing color, changing font size, stuff like that. So it's pretty user friendly. I would just hop in there and start messing with something free so you can see how it works. And then once you actually start getting a feel for it, you can go in and mess with things. And one of the things I would highly recommend for you, C-Zone, that I did for my stream, and then I did it for the college as well, is like I wanted to use a very specific color palette, right? Like the blue and the black that I use is very specific. It's a callback to when I used to play Halo back in the day. And so I wanted that blue to be consistent, right? So I want the blue here and down here, and if I go over here, like I want all of those blues to be the same. And so what you want to do is once you've chosen a color or a color scheme, write down the 6-digit hex code is what they call it. And most editing programs will have a spot where you can manually select the color that you want to use by copy pasting or typing out the 6-digit hex code. But no matter what website you use or program, if you copy paste that value in there, then it will be the same here, if that makes sense. It'll keep your colors consistent so you're not guessing. This is like a Mario concert up in here, Super Mario 64. I just told them, hit me right in the nostalgia, friend. Good work. So, let's see. And I'm going to leave. I know that I don't have the full screen up. I'm going to leave that for a couple minutes, just as we're getting close to ending the stream anyway. But we'll go around and see. So, let's see. I said this last time, okay? This is a player, Grandpa Cathedra. Every single time that I log in, he is leaned up against this wall, and he has been for weeks. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if he's like a bot, and so like he'll send private messages to people if he sells gold, if he's just mining crypto, I don't know. But it's a legit player. Let's see. Any other cool things going on down in Lominza? What is that? Somebody dressed as a ghost? Halloween's over, bud. And often what you'll see down here in Limsa is you'll have the concerts, but then you'll also have people, I don't remember how to go first person when I'm playing on keyboard mouse. But you'll have people that are basically doing the fashion show thing where they're really proud of their characters and the costumes and the armor that they've made. And so they'll stand prominently so other people can see them. Like, I keep following this person because they're glowing kilt. They're a blue mage. Interesting. So, anything else cool we can see? This person's looking quite fancy as well. I think I mentioned this earlier on, but there's a whole website. I think it's called the Eorzean Collection, and it's all just people posting pictures of their characters and the outfits that they use to make them look the way they do. And it's basically just like an online fashion show, and it's absolutely fantastic. Here's somebody else playing music. I recognize this one too. How do you put photos into a scene? Like, how do I put photos into a scene on Streamlabs, or how do I put photos into like a scene on Canva? What song is this, chat? Does anybody know? I've heard this a million times. I can even hear some of the lyrics. So to add a photo, like an image like my logo in Streamlabs, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you keep all your images. It's like your overlay backgrounds, your logos, whatever. You want to keep them in a folder that you don't touch. So I have a desktop folder on my computer that says stream assets, and any graphics that I want to use for the stream stay there, and you do not move that folder. Because what you're going to do is you're going to go to sources and click the plus button, and then when you do that, you're going to click image, right? So if I click image, then I can go find that picture and insert it into my stream. But if I move that folder, then Streamlabs gets confused and doesn't know where to find the picture anymore. So create a folder on your desktop or wherever you want to put it on your computer, put all of your images in there, and then you're gonna go add a source and do an image. And then remember that with Streamlabs, when you put something in a source, it has layers. So whatever's at the top is your top layer and will show up above everything else. And as you go down, they fade to the background. So if you want your, like, for example, if I flip over to, well, the screen I have now, right? That blue frame, if I had that on the very top layer, actually I do have that on the very top layer. And that's because the inside of the picture is transparent so you can still see the game. However, if I flip over to my intermission page, oh, maybe that's a bad example. Sometimes people will have frames where the overlay, the background, is actually a color. And so if I had this as my top layer, it would be over the game and you wouldn't be able to see the game anymore. So in my frame, I actually have it further down the list so that things like my logo, my webcam, my chat will show up. So just keep that in mind. I recognize this song too. I don't remember the name of it, but there's a weird music video for this song. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of a quick thing there. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here in just a second. So I'm gonna click ending soon. And then all I wanted to say is thank you guys so much for being a part of the stream tonight. I know tonight was a lot less excitement. It was a lot more chill and low key than some other ones, but I think that's okay. We consistently had great viewership. I am really excited to see if, sometime tomorrow I check this and we finally hit those 3.0 average viewers. If not, Wednesday stream's gonna do it. Like, we are getting so close, and that's all thanks to you guys who are watching the streams, throwing it onto the background, whatever it is. I appreciate it so much. It's helping me learn the ecosystem. I appreciate the viewership. I appreciate the support. These VODs will go up on YouTube if anybody would care to watch them. And of course, I'm always open to that stream feedback, and you guys have given me some excellent feedback so far. So please come back Wednesday. We will start off Wednesday by going into the dungeon that we just unlocked. and we'll go from there. We will continue to play FF14 on stream at least for one more week. After we come back from Thanksgiving, we may switch off towards some other games that will highlight concepts that I'm teaching in class. And that's just because my students will be wrapping up their culture study. And so it may not be relevant to play this one on stream anymore, but then we can switch to some games that may be more streamer friendly, or again, can really allow me to elaborate and talk about concepts from class. Final Fantasy has been fantastic and I've loved playing it, but it's not always the best for what I'm trying to do, as I've discovered while playing. So anyway, thank you so much. Take care. I will see you guys all Wednesday, I hope.